All right, good morning. I am just going to run through some quick changes that we are making to our course during distance learning. Based on your feedback, some of you are starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of work and things like that, which is totally understandable. So just so you are aware, how we're going to be distributing the practice and stuff is going to look different. So just as normal, you're going to go into your course. Once you get into your course, you're still going to see the weekly folder. If you haven't been doing the previous work, it's still going to be very beneficial for you to go back to whatever work you haven't done yet. So whether that's back in that first week and looking through some of those, I would suggest doing that. For this week, and then you'll see that each week is still broken down into the daily folders. You are welcome to do the work at any time, knowing that it is due on Friday at the end of the day. But you can do it ahead of time, or you can kind of break it up over the course of the 3 days as we have laid out. So this particular week, our first week, is going to be a formative, so it has that relationship check-in. Just like normal, you'll submit that. When you see these green puzzle pieces, those are going to be formatives. They're graded. You're only going to get one attempt. So if you notice that when you go into them, you're only going to get one attempt. There might be some directions. You can go ahead and start that attempt when you want. What we're going to be doing for practice, if I go into day 2, you'll still see a copy of the notes that you can use. You'll see a video for the notes, and then you'll see a completed copy of the notes in case the video isn't working. And then we have added a link to the assignment, but not an actual assignment. So you'll be able to open that up and you can see the practice. So this day's practice is actually only 4 problems. And we're going to try and keep most of the practice to 4 to 6 problems, but you're going to notice that they're also going to be arranged kind of in an MYP format, and the fact that the number 1 and 2 questions should be a little bit easier and they should get progressively more difficult and need more reasoning as you go, trying to get you up into that 7-8 type thinking. So like here, Sean says the area of the parallelogram is 160 units squared. Is he correct? Why or why not? You can print this, you can do your work on it, you can send it to Notability, do your work on there, however you want to kind of do that. But you're not actually going to, right now, you're not going to send this in. You're just going to hang on to that. The way you're going to submit your practice is you'll see this yellow puzzle piece. So these yellow puzzle pieces are going to be the way that you're going to submit your work, but it's going to be set up kind of like a quiz. You'll notice there's instructions. You can use the paper copy of the assignment to show your work. Submit your answers to this practice. If you get answers wrong, I encourage you to go back and revisit the problems until you get 4 out of 4. And you're going to be able to do this as many times as you would like. So you can go back to submissions if you need to. In this case, we haven't made any submissions, but you'll be able to go in and start your attempt and enter in your answers. Now obviously sometimes when you enter things differently than I have put them in, it might mark something wrong that's not incorrect. So just be aware that sometimes I'll add in labels and things like that for you to try and eliminate some of those. And then you'll have the option like here, is he correct, why or why not, to either type, or you'll see this part where it says record your answer. You can actually record a voice. If you don't feel like typing, you can kind of talk through it. You'll submit this. So say we just said that the answer was 3, the answer was 7, the answer is 8, and then yes, because and you would give more of an explanation than that. And then we might review our answers. If we feel like they're okay, we'll hit submit. And then it's going to score. So here you can see that I missed the first 3, and then on the 4th one it's not scored yet because that one's going to need me to go through it and score that one. So here you can see that you already missed 3. you'd be able to go back in and possibly make an addition, like go back, think about what you did wrong to try and fix that. And then the other piece is that with this style, if you look in the assessments, I should be able to put comments on the individual questions if I am noticing anything. So that's the way that the assignments are going to be. There's not going to be the answer key like there was before, just because I wasn't sure how many of you were actually looking at the answer key to correct your work. So this will grade it for you. And then you can also notice here we've added in some extra practice. So if you feel like those few problems that we're giving aren't enough, we'll try and roll out extra practice for you as well.